to go, Remo. Johnny Cage is ready. Sonik is ready. We have the map picks and bans already done. It is Amazonia and Terranus out for Johnny Cage. Sonik vetoes Concealed Hills and Northern Isles. Echo Isles is the first pick for Johnny Cage, and here are your two players. We still don't know how Johnny Cage looks, but Sonik, of course, a renowned name in the scene for such a long time, man. He was around when Zotac Cup was a thing. This year, though, $570 in overall earnings, and half of that comes from one tournament. That's so bad. He needs to step it up, as I mentioned in the pre-game chat. This is a rematch of the WGL European Qualifier Prelims, where Johnny Cage eliminated Sonik, who recently lost a game to Mad Frog in a tournament and was eliminated by the old Swedish legend. Might be a chance for redemption for the Ukrainian. And here we go. It is W League Europe. Prelims Group A. Top two of this group advance to the main group stage.
And I absolutely agree with you. It feels like Sonik has been dropping down in the power ranks in Europe. Back in the day, when we were thinking of top 4, maybe top 5 in Europe, we would have thought of Sonik most of the time, perhaps having to consider a little bit. But nowadays, it seems like the other guys are ahead of him. He has something to prove, certainly. Is it because he's not practicing on netties? Is this where his shape has dropped off? He does play on Battle.net pretty consistently, but to my knowledge, not too much on netties. We'll see how this goes. Sonik playing the Keeper of the Grove here as the first hero. Johnny Cage, a very strong random player as well. Will most of the time play random on ladder, but here he is choosing human, which he is most of the time picking in pro competitions.
Absolutely. But with that random knowledge, he knows a lot about his opponent's race's weaknesses and especially timings, as he is pretty much lower tier European TH, I would say, if we're being very, very gracious here. So maybe he can punish that. But of course, Sonik is not meta. Sonik is not playing what's normal. Sonik is a Warcraft player of his own, and he knows one thing very, very much, and that is aggression. Right off the start, how possible is this on Echo Isles with a Keeper of the Grove?
Should be pretty well doable, especially if you pull off some troll pulls, something like that. And already, like within the first 2 minutes 30, you can see it from Sonik. He's going Entangle first, which nobody really does because you can creep way better with the Treants, of course. But who cares about creeping, man? This is Sonik. He goes for the Circlet on the Keeper.
Wow.
He's beefing up the Keeper. He got that footy kill, so that almost grants him level 2, which is going to be a nice stat gain for him, and also the Treants. But he's not quite there yet. Johnny Cage, he is teching here pretty fast. Keeper is coming in for the Entangle Harass. He is going to get one Peasant, but this is all costing rather a lot of mana. Treants ready, Treant summoned right away. Oh, he doesn't open up the way though. Big mistake.
First mistake by Sonik. Johnny Cage cancels the tower immediately, saving some resources. Water Elemental summoned, the Brilliance Aura is working in his favor. Sonik can of course fight now with the Treants, but he wanted to go into the economy. He wanted to slaughter more Passants to delay the lumber and gold income, to delay pretty much everything that's happening on tier 2 for the human. That's not the case. So how fast is his tech? It is a little slower than the one for Johnny Cage. And the Blacksmith is already coming. This is going to be rifles for sure.
Yeah, in this matchup, we always see rifles nowadays.
Yes.
They're just so good. In the late game against Dryads, they own really hard. And if you get decent numbers and good upgrades, they're actually also really good against the Bears. Oh, this Shadow Priest purchase, typical Sonik. Going for the Mercs early, wanting to apply more pressure. But the first Shadow Priest dies without doing anything. That's 200 gold just down the drain.
And in the meantime, his Keeper was also losing quite a bit of HP, so he's down to 50% in the HP department. He's at 50% in the mana department. This is a really, really bad opening for the Ukrainian.
Oh, the deny.
Yep, Johnny Cage, man, playing to the fullest so far. Is there a Hunter's Hall for Sonik? I don't think so, man. I don't see it. He's halfway tier 2. It's absolutely time right now.
Thank you very much for the 1,000 bits. Just another grats. Thank you very much.
Ooh,
and Toxic Templar, thank you for the sub as well. I am now moving south to the natural. Creeping this without Militia is pretty hard to do, though. I guess he has another Water Elemental. But this is only 2 footies, but I guess it's gonna work out. He must know what he's doing. Archer's in the middle now. This is looking very unsonic. He is starting to creep.
Yeah. Maybe he thinks, okay, this didn't do too well. At least he got level 2, but apart from that, he was level 2 already when he first went into Johnny Cage's base. And since then, he has no progress. He needs level 3 because the Keeper is everything but a late game hero. Johnny Cage on the way to level 3 as well, opening up the position for a tier 2 expansion, which he should be able to acquire. Mountain King second, Arcane Sanctum first, rifles. But Johnny Cage, everything is in order. There's no big delays on anything. There's no big losses. It's pretty stable, but the danger is in the inventory of the Keeper of the Grove right now. Greater Mana Potion.
Yeah, that's amazing. And the second hero choice here for the Night Elf is the Panda. Second hero nowadays is really versatile.
Ooh, that was a desync, I guess.
Johnny Cage drops out of the game.
We've had this in the W3IL as well.
All right, what's the rule on this?
Well, good question. Rules are in Discord, by the way. But I hope we get a rematch right here.
Let's see. If Sonic just says regame, then this is easy.
Yeah, I mean, he was not in a leading position at all.
Yeah, if anything, he was a little bit behind.
Yes, I agree.
But of course, also not enough by any means to make a decision. All right, let's check out the rules. Disconnect. Page 6. All right, during the first 4 minutes, will be restarted. Do you know how long the game was?
7 minutes or so.
All right.
Or 6.
Alright, so it says, if a participant disconnects after the 4th minute has passed, it is up to his opponent whether the match will be restarted or not. And the referee needs to be informed.
Yes.
Alright.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate that this happens, but... Ooh, that would be... It's about sportsmanship now. I guess we had this in a situation between Thorstein and Juan immediately said, yeah, I mean, that was Thorstein's win, let's go.
I guess he does give the rematch.
Fair sportsmanship by Sonic. Shout out to him. That's something we can say about Sonic. He's of course pretty crazy in his attitude and in like the way he behaves. We all love that from his stream. He's also a pretty awesome dude. When Hunter, for example, was injured at WGL, Sonic took such great care. He was driving him around in the wheelchair. He was with him at the hospital instead of practicing. So Sonic, in his heart, a very, very good guy. And we see it here again as he gives the rematch to Johnny Cage.
Johnny Cage, by the way, interestingly, working on a bit of a worse ping. So I guess he must be living fairly far away. Do you by chance know where he actually lives?
No idea. But must be pretty far to the east then, I guess.
I guess so. Like Cash, perhaps.
And I think Sheik as well, right? Yeah, Sheik as well. So
everything all right with Wolf?
yes.
Okay, good. So Sonic is ready. Only Johnny Cage needs to give the go-ahead, and then we have our regame here. All right, let's go. The second attempt.
All right.
First map.
This is going to be interesting if Sonic picks the same opening. I mean, for Johnny Cage, there's not too much that he can change about this. He could go for a super early expansion or the mercenary camp first, but that's about it. And that would all be pretty greedy, and I don't think he's a player who takes too many risks here. So it kind of depends on Sonic if he is switching it up. We do have opposite starting positions here, so let's try it again. Map number 2, basically the rematch of match number 1. We're still on Echo Isles, still Johnny Cage versus Sonic. In the upper left, we have the Russian under the name of Red Bull representing Cascade, who is most likely going to go with an Archmage again. And for UMAD, their star player from the Ukraine, the old schooler, is Sonic.
Yeah, I checked out Johnny Cage's ladder stats before this, and they are way worse than I think he is a player. It's only like 75, 76%. Which, for a player of that caliber, is very low. But of course, he plays a lot of random. That has to be taken into account as well. But as a ladder player myself, I have faced off against many of his off races. And especially Night Elf, man, is pretty good. But here, he's sticking with human again. Is Sonic going to go for some mind games now? Is he going to switch something up? Is he going to try to get a bit of an edge from this disconnect? So far, no. It's the Keeper again. It's the same creep route. Everything the same for now.
All right. Then, of course, he has the chance to make up for that not optimal Treant summon, so maybe the harass goes a little better. That could be a better opening for Sonic. Very unfortunate, of course, for him that he lost, in quotes, the big mana potion now. So again, we give a round of applause for the sportsmanship of the Ukrainian here.
Absolutely. So Wisp Scout sent out early. I mean, there's nothing really here you can find that surprises you. This isn't ladder, so this won't be Pally rifles. This is just a straight up normal opening. Question is it going to be an expansion or not from Johnny Cage? And also, especially if we look towards Asia, is it going to be an MK or not? But no, it doesn't seem like MK first is such a fun playstyle for Johnny Cage at least. But he is switching up his creep route. Look at this. He's going for the Merc Camp right away, which is going to be nice for the Shadow Priest and the instant level 2, but it also takes a long time to go for, time that the Keeper can make use of and harass the main post.
Sonic knows. He has a Wisp ready, coming in for the detonate. That will be more damage on the SWAT Elemental. Oh no, he saves it for now. Shadow Priest is ready. Renegade goes down for the Claws of Attack +9. That will help with the defense, but this time it's not Entangle first, it's Treant first, and again there's no Arcane ready. This will take some time. First Peasant already down, trying to save them in Militia form and do some damage, but there's basically no damage ready. That's a great opportunity for Sonic.
Yeah, Johnny Cage with a bit of a lucky break. If the Dispel had been there from the Wisp, he would have killed the Water Metal and then he would have been level 2 on the Keeper. Almost got surrounded right there by the footies. It's so many hurt peasants though. Dude, Sonic is seeing blood right now. If anyone is, he is. But
the claws are helping so much in this defense. He saves pretty much everything except one peasant. But Sonic is coming back. Of course he's coming back. 60 HP, Treants to finish the job.
But there is an Arcane Tower here. These Treants won't survive for that long. And Johnny Cage, he doesn't care. He's running across the map. Wow. This is some bulldog play right here. Just looking for his own bit of aggression. So one more peasant died. Perhaps another one. Oh, the tech is going to be late though. The tech is going to be so late by Johnny Cage. This is the risk of this opening of this Merc Camp first creep.
And Sonic is getting the Berserker. That's more damage. Johnny Cage wanted to go for it. Keeper is not level 2, but he is now with the kill of the little birdie. Sonic is losing one of the Moonwells, so even if he arrives at tier 2, he can't go for the second hero right away. But it's starting to tech only now. It's half, like 60% of attack behind. And what can Johnny Cage do? Killing buildings takes forever. Sonic is waiting. Oh, it's TPing home with the next Shadow Priest. Trying to hold this now.
Saving this Moonwell will be pretty good, but he can't save that one. However, he should be safe against this attack now as he has the Dispels, the Mercs, and the Archers and everything else. So...
That's a typical Sonic early game, man.
Yeah, especially from Johnny Cage, like, the decision to be aggressive, was that the right one? Couldn't he have dealt with this tree harass better if he had just stayed at home?
I mean,
already it was a risk going for the Merc camp.
Sonic needs to rebuild 2 Moonwells, that's a lot. So maybe with Mercs he can save himself, but Entangle is ready, not even dispelling it. Oh, Deny didn't really work, I think.
That's 1 more kill. But it's only footies, so you can afford to lose them.
You shouldn't lose them in masses.
Trying to trade the damage.
His only upside at the moment is this Archmage, right? Everything else is so fragile against this Entangle. But for Sonic, we don't have a Hunter's Hall. He is at tier 2 now. He's supply stuck though. 50% waiting for the next Moonworld, so it doesn't even help with the tier 2 hero. And the lures are super late. Hunter's Hall only now. That is how Johnny Cage can catch up in tech.
How did he forget about the Hunter's Hall so bad? I mean, late Hunter's Hall is kind of, you know, Night of Tradition, but so late. Yeah, this tier 2 speed did nothing for him. He couldn't go for the tier 2 buildings. He couldn't go for the second hero. So yes, his tech was faster, but effectively, he got no benefits from it.
Not really, no. And now more creeping for Johnny Cage. He's gonna be backstabbed. Is it Panda again? Yes, it is. And welcome to the barbecue, dear footman. There's the first Breath of Fire. Ogre Mauler is still up for grabs. He needs a little bit of experience for level 3, but he's not getting it for now. He has nothing. Like, what does Johnny Cage have? He has 1 footman, but here's the next Entangle. That's the next kill. So every single footman has been, like, traded out. Oh boy, those denies are pretty good right now for his ping, for sure.
Yeah, this was certainly a costly early game, but we have seen humans come back from this. You get your rifles ready, you get to 45, 50 supply, and suddenly you got a strong army again. But this is the situation that Sonic likes to be in. He's got a bit of a lead, and continuing to be aggressive can absolutely yield more prospects for you.
We don't
Aim's gonna get level 3, that's very important. Gets the ring, okay, pretty nice for the Mountain King, who is still not out. Of course, with his late of attack.
And Sonic has no TP. This is something that happens to him a lot. It's very expensive, especially in the early stages of tier 2, to rebuy it. Let's forget about that. He has to live in constant fear of the Stormbolts. Now, of course, there are not any footmen anymore for the surround. Treant support comes in, but the Sanctum is already up. The tower is here to defend. So calling the militia here isn't too costly. And the end stairs are helping Johnny Cage as well.
It is level 2 Treants, not level 2 Entangle, which really surprises me. Of course, level 2 Entangle better at killing stuff, and Sonic loves killing stuff. Speaking of killing stuff, though, the next Stormbolt could be dangerous. Keeper, though, should be far enough away from the rifles. Yeah, this won't be lethal damage. Everything here is taking quite a bit of DPS, though. The heroes all dropping low. Ancient of War is gonna fall. Panda now, he is in serious trouble. More right clicks coming in, but there is the staff.
I think that was the reason why he didn't go for the Panda in the first place. Because there was the staff on the Keeper of the Grove, but Panda was kind of low on mana as well, soaking up a lot of juice. And how to heal and regen up the Keeper now?
He sold the Wand of Mana Stealing. With Panda against MK, isn't that a pretty good item?
Yeah, I think so too. Long rifles coming, Dispel as well against the Treants, and this is oftentimes where the momentum swings. Like, you have the Dispel against the Treants, you're not that distracted by the summons anymore. These distractions of the Keeper won't work too well. Sonic is going tier 3, by the way, but bears are far away.
Players' forces are under attack.
And I'm kind of surprised he wasn't playing this more aggressively. I guess Panda isn't really the hero to play aggressively on tier 2. You want to get him up with the creeps. And if you can get him level 3, and if you can soften up the main, the run-by potential of Dryads plus Panda is always a danger. Kind of Moon style. It's the way that Moon oftentimes likes to play this matchup nowadays. With an expansion, however, somewhere on the other side of the map. We see no expansion just yet. Sonic only going into more and more of those bears. MK levels are also very important. But he's only barely level 2 again. The issue with the late tech here showing itself.
Heal scroll on Johnny Cage's side. First bear for rejuvenation and more bears. He wants to have a high number of bears because dryads are okay, but against rifles they fall apart really, really quickly. We have more treants in the base. First detonate coming. He needs, I guess, another one. There it is. So again, kind of easily defended. And more creeping for this Mountain King. Still far away from 3, but Archmage close to 4.
This treant harass honestly only costs militia time. And Johnny Cage already has all the lumber he needs, so this is not that threatening. If this was Moon, there would oftentimes be a Dryad with the Keeper as well, and then pick off reinforcements. Might still be able to do that without a Dryad as he finds one Priest right here. At least, he's gonna get a second one. Johnny Cage could have perhaps sent that one away. And that's 2 free Priest kills right there.
That's nice. They were low on mana anyway, so the impact immediately isn't too great. But it takes time off the clock for Sonik as he's waiting for the Bears Master Training, which is halfway done.
AM is level 4 already. This was pretty fast. It's the MK who's still lacking behind a little bit, but I think he's gonna get level 3 here. I'm pretty sure he will. He's gonna get a nice little item potentially as well. Pennant, of course, what he wants. Pennant is what he gets. Is he gonna feel brave enough now to fight into the main of the Night Elf? There's Moonwells here. There's instant reinforcements. There's Wisps as well. This would be a bold move.
But there's not too much to creep anymore. On this map, we have the Murloc camp here on Johnny Cage side, as well as the Turtles and the Murlocs here. On Sonic's side, pretty much everything is gone, and that's a problem for Sonic as well. His Panda is level 3, okay. Keeper is far away from 4.
And shop control once again to Johnny Cage. He kind of needs an invul on the MK, doesn't he?
He has one on the Archmage and W scroll.
Players' forces are under
Yeah, he's looking really ready. Supply is kind of awkward, sitting at 52 supply. But he's got a big army.
Thank you, Omar Kleinmann, for the prime sub. Nice nick, by the way.
So he is gonna push into the main now, as it seems. Militia are coming. Okay. Big, dedicated push. Whoever wins this fight is probably ahead in this game.
Yeah. Sonic, he has no TP again. Shop killed. No potions or anything else. Stormbolt on the one with. Second one sniped down. No detonates for Sonic. Lots of mana on these priests, but he has only 2.
It's level 2 Stormbolt, right? Not Clap.
Correct. It's also Bash, not Clap.
Europe style. Whereas in Asia it's all about Clap nowadays. Oh, the first bear though. My god, did he take a lot of damage. Staff saves him, but that's the only staff on cooldown now.
The concave is gigantic. He is shooting through everything. A nice breath of fire, but that's what the militia are there for. Soak up the damage so it's not ending up on the rifleman. Bear falls. Mountain King still has a lot. There can also be a heal scroll used. Archmage still holds on to it. Oh, Drunken Age breath of fire on the Mountain King. As you said, there's no invo potion on him. It's only on the Archmage. The number of bears. Can they chew through this? Panda has another breath. Needs to get some healing from the Moonwell. Sonic with nice micro. Saving that bear in the back. Needs to do rejo on himself now. Invo potion not transferred here, but another heal scroll used. So the last consumable is that invul on the Archmage. Staff out on the Panda, was on the verge of dying. And the bears, they're almost all extinct.
The MK though also in trouble now. Invul transferred last second. Uses it. Stormbolt to counter focus the hero, and the Panda barely dies. Man, he invested so much damage into the Panda, but finally he gets the kill, and now there's no more bears left. Heroes are low though. Maybe Sonic can force a TP now. He has one more entangle at the very least, but level 4 for the MK. More stats for him, and that's it. GG. And the 1-0 for Johnny Cage.
Ay. Sonic overwhelmed by the rifles. Johnny Cage had trouble in the early game, stabilized a lot in the early mid game. I think in the end, 2 big things here. Killing the Moonwells by Johnny Cage was great. And the big mistake of forgetting the Hunter's Soul. That killed pretty much his entire mid game. Otherwise, he can maybe expand or get in a bigger push at the early stages of tier 2. That didn't happen. And so it's the 1-0 lead for Johnny Cage.
Sonic now with the counter map choice. It's going to be LR and TM remaining. TM left in the pool by a human.
Yes.
With 2 vetoes. That is extremely unusual. Okay, interesting. I wonder how the opening is gonna look here. And what Johnny Cage has laid out. Gonna host the game here in a second.
All right. Johnny Cage with match points, winner bracket final would be another great accomplishment for him after making it to the top 8 of the WGL European qualifier already. He is cementing himself as one of the top players in Europe, and he showed again why. So, these are again the map picks and bans. Johnny Cage vetoes Amazonia and Terranas. Kind of surprised to see Amazonia vetoed. And no Northern and Concealed for Sonic. So, the first pick was Johnny's with Echo, and Twisted is Sonic's. Big map, completely different from Echo Isles. It's match points though. Sonic, will he again be thrown down to an early lower bracket?
I'm looking forward to this map, man. Normally, we never ever see this. Vetoed all the time by humans, so it's kind of hard to gauge what do the good humans usually play here? What is the creep route? What are the strengths? What are the weaknesses for the respective races? Thinking back to a couple of years ago, 2015-16, this used to be the dream Warden map. You get 2 Ancients of War up, you are mass creeping to level 4 so quickly, and then you're counter expanding, you're dominating all over the map, you get a Panda up, and because it's Twisted Meadows, you get double level 5 heroes anyways. But this is not really the Warden meta anymore. When Lawlight is playing, yes. But other than that, not too many players seem to be successful with this. But, I mean, Sonic, for a time there, he played quite a bit of Warden himself. However, currently against Human, I can't really see it from him.
He's starting with a Keeper of the Grove again. He's a little lucky because he's starting next to the Mercenary camp. This is probably the best starting position he can pretty much hope for. If Johnny Cage expands, it's gonna be super far away from his side, though. But okay, he should have some time, and he can get Mercenary access early. Priest against Water Elemental, Berserker for damage. Johnny Cage, what's his creep route? And what's his game plan? That's a little bit the question.
Probably gonna be the lab, right? Kind of dangerous if the Keeper plays aggressively against you. But normally, Night Elves, I guess here, do creep as well. Because there's no level 1 interference. Early creeping from Night Elves on this map against Undead, against Orc, and also in the Mirror is a little scary. Because level 1 aggression is certainly in the cards. But AM, not really a level 1 harass hero. So, yeah, the Rock Golem pull will be attempted. There we go. Footy gets the aggro now. How many militia do we have? 6. Not even 7. So the lumber income is going to be okay. And it's going to be a quick level 2 for both these guys.
Alright, items of course important. If the Keeper gets the big mana potion. No, it's the Wand of Mana Stealing. Not great, but at least a little bit extra mana. And the Archmage waiting for this Rock Golem. Wisp is coming in to scout, confirms the starting position for Johnny now.
Robe and Sobi, the early game dream right here. Lionhorn, always good.
And Tome of Intelligence +2, so 1/3 of a robe, at least.
Dude, do you remember the days of Miu where here you could get Tome of Experience for 150 experience? That was so broken.
Yep.
That was so ridiculous. You need this camp and 1 little green for level 3.
Yep.
And this wasn't changed for like 5 years.
And Mio constantly got the Tome of Experience and the Vamp Aura, and casters were freaking out. Oh, it's the best item! Well, a couple of years later we figured out that Vamp Aura for Human isn't that great.
So once again, Johnny Cage here being aggressive on level 2, but the Keeper with the antagonist will find the superior number of kills here. Deny a little bit off. Another one of Mana Stealing could give him another entangle if he waits just a second to use it. There we go. He's got it ready. And with that, 2 more kills on the footies, but we saw this previously. Footy kills don't have to mean that much in this matchup.
So you'd say footy lives don't matter?
Not exactly. Not exactly.
Tier 2 is on the way, and this time it's a lot closer as Sonic is deciding not to go for the base again, but rather to creep up for level 3. With the Merc support, as we talked about, the Archmage went for boots early.
Damn, he's just putting on counter aggression.
Forces are under
Does it?
attack.
Wants to reciprocate the pressure here. But he's gonna be running into a level 3 keeper very soon. I guess the alternative would be to be creeping yourself and to be waiting to be creepjacked at the same time. The footy numbers aren't that high anymore. Interesting to say the very least.
This time we have a Hunter Soul. It is even a little early. That's super rare to see. Putting a lot of emphasis on the tech building. And now we get the Keeper close to the main. But it's well walled off. There is an Arcane already. Can he open it up this time?
He's busy right now with the Engine of War creep across the map. That's gonna be his level 3. And then he's gonna have level 2 Treants again, perhaps? Yes, he was waiting for that. And there we go. 3 Treants summoned right away. The Keeper still with good mana left, by the way. So Mass Militia will be required. But Johnny Cage was able to creep up the Knolls as well. And now he's almost level 3 with the Treants. That's probably gonna be the level 3 for him.
But this time the Militia call matters. Because he is only at 200 lumber. He needs the second hero. He needs the Sanctum. He needs the Long Rifles upgrade. He needs the Priest upgrade. That's a lot of lumber required. So stopping that wood chucking is not too bad. Panda again. And we see the lores in the base.
Alright. A single lore. Some Night Elves like to play one lore into tech, into second lore. Also Sonic taking away the Merchant creep here. That's really good. That's usually a camp humans love to go for. Zoe Mask, great item as well. As this is a pretty safe camp to creep, especially with militia support. And Johnny Cage is looking for the lore cancels, but they're proxy.
Yeah.
Smart by Sonic.
He sees
to
it
have
now.
Nova proxy.
He sees it now, confirms it with the Footman. Sonic comes in though. That was the necessary time to finish most of the spot and save the lores.
Really
There's...
smart. I like that.
Yeah, he must have anticipated this. And this bought him the necessary like 5 seconds.
Are under attack.
Another kill, but only on the footy. The rifle numbers have not been diminished yet. At the moment, of course, only 2 rifles out, but more and more will be joining. The MK also will be joining in about 40 seconds. But there's a lot of creep camps, of course, on Twisted. But right now, Johnny Cage isn't feeling too confident just yet. He doesn't have a lot of rifles. He doesn't have Priest with Dispel. So Night Elf aggression could still net a lot of kills. But Sonic, man, playing it differently. He's, yes, keeper harassing, but prioritizing heavily the progress on the Panda,
Yeah.
creeping him up solo across the map.
And I really like that by Sonic. I was about to say that maybe the mid game is a little more dangerous for the Ukrainian because last time we had no Footman to follow up surrounds from the...
Oh, wait, the keeper! He came here without a TP or a staff!
That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's a prime example of what I'm talking about. Because now he has more units to seal the surrounds and the Mountain King is out. Boom.
Sonic!
People call me the Vision.
A player's forces are under attack.
Man, you must know that the MK is coming, mustn't you? I mean, he's almost always a second hero. And okay, you can play this aggressively if you want, but at least get a tele staff, my man.
Well, solo experience on the Panda. Wisp this time detonates. Johnny Cage at 42 supply. Dispel at 60% and more rifles coming. Sonic, where's his tier? Oh, he's not going tier 3. No bears.
Pure Dryads against the rifles. Okay, he wants to emulate Moon and Micro as well as he can. Because you need some outstanding Micro to pull this off. Not gonna go for the big kill here on the Panda, gonna go for the surefire kill instead on the Berserker. And suddenly, these proxy lores show their downside. Way easier to snipe like this if you come in from an angle like Johnny Cage is coming from. To be fair though, his army's pretty small. I think once the Keeper's back, this should be a pretty easy defense actually.
But he was level 3. That will take a long time. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire. Does good damage, but he killed one of the lures. Mountain King has a heal scroll, needs to use it soon. Dispels the water elemental. Town Pole used as well. Does he have the damage? Oh, double kill from this Breath of Fire. That was nice. Sonic repairs everything. Stronghold with only one hero. Johnny Cage overextending a little.
Yeah, I think this is what we oftentimes talk about, like these promising young players, when they get a bit of a lead, they think, oh, now I run to the base and finish the game and take a fight, you know? That was a little headstrong. He could have just crept aggressively. He didn't have much scouting. I think that's what he initially wanted to do. He wanted to steal the merchant creep in the middle. That one was gone, though. So he was expecting the Panda in the north. Panda retreated to the main. He followed him. But in the at the end, this keeper loss really didn't result in much, other than the 200 gold that he just had to spend for the revive.
Yeah, exactly. Crystal Ball now to scan for expansions, which I guess on tier 2 must come. Scans immediately, sees it immediately. 2-1 upgrade already. Sonic investing hard into tech.
The Wizard's coming over now for the expo. Does he have it queued already? Yes, he does. And the Crystal Ball didn't see that. He was too early with the scout. Rifle numbers keep on rising. We are at 6 already. That is pretty good damage output. No damage upgrades so far, by the way. And a workshop coming in for Johnny Cage. I like that he's going for some more towers in the main. You want to be safe with guards against the run-by style. But now it's Sonic with the Creepjack down here. And this is a little scary, but there is a TP on Johnny Cage to get out.
Look at the yellow Congo line across the entire map. He knew that there was a scan, then he knew where Johnny Cage was creeping, and he knew what Johnny Cage would be doing next. And he's trying to punish this. Priest walks into his death. Next one falling as well. Mountain King down to 50%. Still the heal scroll. Archmage kind of going low here. I don't think that's a favorable trade for the Russian. He's trying to gun down the Dryads, but man, Sonic's control is really good. And so the Archmage is forced into a surround, and Sonic gets out of this without losses?
And he lost an Archer and a Shadow Priest, but that was really good. That was great. I think Johnny Cage may have forgotten about the heal scroll. Usually you have that on the first hero. He had that on the MK here, because he passed it over earlier, I think. If he had used the heal scroll, he could have stayed in that fight, I believe. Didn't go for a Regent Scroll either. This is something I noticed from Johnny Cage in multiple matchups. He will just skip the shot, if he can. Which saves you some resources, I guess, but it's also a pretty good investment, oftentimes. MK getting focused, Entangled, Breath of Fire, Drunken Ace is dropping very low. Heal Scroll has to be used. Dryad kill gives him level 3. MK still in trouble.
Yeah.
The next Entangle could kill him off.
Dispelled immediately. Well done by Johnny Cage. Heal scroll again. He disables the Panda for a little. Can the Dryads reach? He's trying to. He's trying really hard, but the Mountain King goes into a different direction. He's saving him for now, but more and more losses for Johnny Cage. Sonic down to 40 supply, though. The rifle pretty much cleaned house in the bag, and these two Dryads who were arriving to the scene, they didn't pay attention to this MK's movement, and so he's losing track. This MK is... Oh. Still into the creep because there's a boulder!
Johnny Cage!
Oh no! Entangle coming in! Stormbolt okay, but that's about it! This Rock Golem is so mad! Oh, I was about to say, can he leave? But no. Oh! Whoa, 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 whoa.
The reason in the first place why this MK survived for so long was this insanely quick dispel. That was ridiculous.
Especially since there's a little delay on the Priest dispel. Like, he anticipated this.
Yeah, this was really, really well done. Panda out of mana now. One more Dragon Ace Breath of Fire combo is coming in, but that's not enough damage. These Dryads can't win the man fight. Another heal scroll, though. A lot of money is going into these heal scrolls.
Yeah. And Archmage is 4.6. Sonic, is he attacking? Yep. Finally tier 3. His expo, all these skirmishes paid off. Should be pretty safe. He's mining with 4 wisps, going for the next one. Mountain King revive takes a long time. Upgrades for the rifles are coming. And did this workshop build anything yet? I don't think so.
Nope. Not just yet. Johnny Cage, does he know about the expansion? It doesn't feel like he does.
He wants level 5 so quickly.
Sonic, really? Are you coming in here with 4 Dryads only? He's trading 1 for 1 so far, which is great for him being on 2 bases.
But what about this keeper? One more volley, and he might be down. Sonic! Oh, whoa! Last second potion. Once again playing with fire. No entangle, but still, Archmage gotta be careful because there's constant slow. Water Elementals being dispelled, and there's still some mana on these priests. He's still exchanging blows with the Keeper of the Grove. One of them has to go for a Town Pole. Sonic doesn't have that, but the Dryad slow is winning him this engagement.
Has the TP out now. This was really good Dryad control. Really good kiting. He lost 2 Dryads there, yes, but that's a good trade for being on 2 bases. And suddenly, this Panda's almost marked. Almost level 5.
And we were mocking Sonic a little, like, are you trying to emulate Moon? Because, of course, no one in the world can emulate Moon. But I have not seen Sonic with the Dryad control like this.
Yeah, this was really good. And Johnny Cage, I think he kind of missed his opportunity here. If he had seen the expansion coming up, scouted it a little bit better perhaps, he could have just counter-expanded. And the MK loss, of course, earlier was a big problem as well.
Why did he buy back the Mountain King now?
Yeah, he was about ready, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he feels he needs him right away to continue creeping. Maybe he thinks, okay, if I creep up the rest of the map, I'm gonna get level 5 MK. And he can carry me? Maybe?
Flying Machine coming now. It's again Bash, by the way. No clap, which is not necessary against Dryads, of course, but now that Bears are coming in, Tier 3 is done. Master Training 1/3. And Mass Creeping. What do we have here? Linehorn of Stormwind. Oh, awesome. But of course, this is what counts. This is the biggest item drop on the map, together with the bottom right. Staff of Silence. Not that great against Mass Dryads.
Yeah. If maybe Sonic forgets to, you know, dispel, or if he's super Gosu and uses it right after the Panda Drunken Haze, so he can dispel before the Breath of Fire, but that is not all too realistic.
But that was taken away from Sonic, and Sonic with the staff would have been really good because you need a lot of dispel already with those priests. Heal scroll again. No TP on Johnny Cage's side. 54 supply against 70. And he wants to take the fight? That's ludicrous.
Yeah, the Panda's level 5 full mana. Johnny Cage, this is not gonna work. But I mean, what else can he do? He knows there's an expansion. The clock is running against him.
He's calling Militia.
Alright, one last chance. One last fight for Johnny Cage. Going for the Keeper right away. He realizes there's no TP. But he doesn't have the necessary damage. And now the Bear's in the middle of everything. The first Breath of Fire was already used, and everything is sweetly lined up for this Panda. It doesn't look like Johnny Cage has the numbers here. We see the Staff of Silence coming in, but immediately dispelled. The IM is dying to the breath. GG. And the 1-1.
I guess he knew that there was no hope anymore for him. So that's the 1-1, and that's the first map ever that Sonic wins against Johnny Cage in professional Warcraft competition. Deciding map is gonna be Last Refuge, right?
Yes. Our last map remaining. Seeing Twisted Meadows was certainly a bit of a surprise, and Sonic gets it. A few mistakes there by Johnny Cage, especially like item distribution and stuff. And a bit of inexperience showing from the young player when you had a bit of a lead, kind of throwing it away.
Yeah, that was key here. Not going through with the push, a little too ambitious in the mid game. But Sonic, like, we gotta give props to Sonic. He played this Dryad micro and this Dryad tier 2 so well.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was sick. That was absolutely sick.
100% agree.
So
when he was being creepjacked in the bottom right at the lab, I wonder if he forgot about the heal scroll. Because with that heal scroll, he should have been able to stay there and fight. But maybe he thought he should rather play it safely. Also, did he use the crystal ball a second time? It feels like he only used it once.
Not sure.
Loser here won't be out right away, guys. We do have a lower bracket where one of these players will be dropping down to the winner moves on into the winner's final, where he will be waiting for the opponent in the next round of either X-Lord or Neutron, which is going to be our best of 3 after this.
Indeed. This bracket is a little wrong as it's 1-1 and it... Okay, but you get the idea, right? Sonik is not down. Here we have your two players once again. Johnny Cage, only 20 years old as well, man. We do have quite some young talents in the Warcraft scene. Like Sheik or Shaddai, one of them is also pretty young.
I think Sheik is very old, if I remember right. But also Sheik is... I feel like they've both been around for a long time, but I'm gonna believe you. Yeah, over in China, we've seen a lot of young blood coming up for a while. And now with Johnny Cage and some others, really nice to see in the European scene also.
Okay, let me look that up real quick. I'm curious now. I think it's Sheik, who's like 23.
So far, so standard here on LR, we have no tavern build, no weird barracks first build. AM and Keeper is certainly the expected heroes of choice. I was expecting to see a lot more Demon Hunter from Sonik, honestly. I feel like it fits his style. Get level 2, get the boots, get the mana burn, and keep on chasing that AM. Or the footies or whatever. Get the Naga on tier 2. But no, Sonik seems to still be convinced of the Keeper in this matchup, which many Night Elves aren't anymore. We see a lot of Demon first nowadays. But Sonik sticks with that Keeper. We're seeing it here the 3rd out of 3 times, and of course the AM as well. On the other side for Johnny Cage.
Yeah, pretty similar openings. By the way, Sheik is indeed only 23. I looked that up. So yeah, I think back maybe a year or a little longer. Sonik was opening with Demon Hunters, Keepers, even before the patch. He opened up with Wardens. He was opening up sometimes with an Alchemist first. That's all not happening anymore. He seems to enjoy the Keeper so much that there's no alternative anymore for him.
Are under attack.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how he plays the other matchups. We just don't see Sonik that much anymore. Certainly not so much on this newest patch. But yeah, absolutely agree. Keeper seems to be his favorite hero. Kind of like it is for Moon as well still. And this is looking, in many cases, similar to Moon, but the Ancient of War Deny is not one of those examples.
This rather looked like Foggy. Ancient of War, Deny, and Johnny Cage again going for the mercenary camp. Detonate now or what? No, he wanted to steal the Shadow Priest. Also not going to happen. So we have that Dispel. We have the healing. And this time... Is it still in time? Sonik is rushing over to be able to do some damage in the main when there's still no Arcane Tower. But level 2 is so far away. And we get a Sobi Mask.
That's a rough start. There is an opening though. Treants will be coming. But this Keeper is pretty far away from level 2. He gets another creep with the Archer in the south. So okay. He's closer now. But he still needs 3 Peasants for the level up. I like this by Johnny Cage, sending back the Shadow Priest to deal with these Treants. Gonna get one easy kill here with the Abolish. And him and the rest of the Peasants should be able to deal with this. And again, the level 2 AM running across the map with a handful of footies.
That did work well on Echo. It cost him a lot of lumber already, but the Shadow Priest should be able to deal with this. Tech is running again, late of course. There we go, 1/4 of attack, but it's pretty much the same timing we had on Echo, right? With the Moonwell coming up, this time it's not cancelling that. Oh, the Ancient.
He can kill this. Water Elemental?
Saves the
But
mana.
he doesn't want to feed too much away to the Keeper, I guess. But there's no Entangle. It was a little bit risky, though. If Wisp Repair comes in, this is not going to happen. Understandable, I guess, that he falls back. But now the Keeper, man. Keeper without Entangle, trying to trade is an awful feeling. Lucky Ensnare for him. He is perhaps going to get the Shadow Priest now. And he got the Berserker, a Sonic special as well. That's the level up. No! The creeps deny the last hit. But with the Archers creeping the Murloc camp, this might still be good enough. Should be. Yeah, there we go. Finally level 2. But he's so low HP. Can he really trade now? I'm not so sure.
Johnny with the blocks. Can he follow this up with more damage?
Wow.
Oh, the block is insane! That was easy 10 seconds.
Damn. It's not easy to block with a footy against a fast hero, like the Keeper. On this ping as well, not to forget. Pretty sick, pretty sick. Once again, decent tech advantage though for the Night Elf side. Is it Panda time again? Or is Sonic gonna switch it up?
I would think Sonic is staying to his tactics and guess... Okay, I was thinking the Hunter's Hall is late, but I just caught it a little too late. It's okay if he goes for the hero now. And it is the Panda. Still a decent amount of footmen to burn. Archmage getting level 3 soon before tier 2. That's kind of the timing you want to have. But okay, typical Night Elf mid-game creeping. But of course Johnny Cage knows this. Try to punish it. There's 2 end snares from the creeps and 1 on the expensive Berserker.
Oh.
Needs to deny it.
That's a hefty loss. And level 3 with this. Oh man. Sonic getting punished hard by the end snares. That hurts.
Ouch. Yeah, that really does hurt. And the 3rd end snare is coming in.
Sonic still wants the Ogre Magi item, but imagine Militia coming right now. Johnny Cage could easily call Militia. He's forgetting about it at the moment. This would be the right time. This would be the diamond time to do this. Okay, seems like perhaps he doesn't even need him. Sanctum coming up in the main. MK in production. Entangle though is gonna grant him the Ogre Magi. Okay.
Yeah, he really wants this. Committed a lot for it. Gets the Invul Potion. Does not forget about the lores who are which are coming up. 60% MK, 80% Sanctum. Archmage has a lot of mana all the time.
Returning the favor now, stealing the merchant away from the opponent. This will be close to level 4 AM.
Yeah.
And having early level 4 AM is always really nice. You're always going to have mana on the priests. You're going to have really good mana on the heroes.
And Sonic's Keeper is still level 2. Last Refuge, we kept on mentioning this. Hard level 3 map. Johnny Cage makes it work kind of easily. So who's going to get the big one? It would be gigantic for Sonic. Nope, Johnny Cage got it. And the item. And almost the surround, but everything is way too hurt. So this
MK's here. Now it could be time to kill some archers. He is looking for something. There's the archer. Sonic moves it back, but not quickly enough. That's an easy kill right there. 5-second stun. Panda returning some damage. But the pickoff is way better with the Stormbolt, of course. Shadow Meld coming in, but it's going to be daytime in just a second.
And again, no TP. Wind of Mana stealing used. There's more, I guess. Can he reach? There's one more Stormbolt, but he has no follow-up.
Clock of Shadows. Clock of Shadows.
Oh, not using it yet. Archmage could... Oh, there we go.
But he can just buy a dust. He has a dust, in fact.
Oh, Sonic doesn't know, right? And there's the Wand of Mana stealing. He can just steal this mana and Stormbolt him. But... Keeper is fast enough, I guess. But we have seen great blocks. Not coming here, though. Whew.
Damn, so much mana, by the way.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. His regen. Oh, almost the kill with the breath. But the priest survives. The panda kind of caught in no man's land. MK got another Stormbolt. Is he going for the big kill? He's trying to. Needs to get a rifle in front to block. Does so already. How good is the block this time? Pretty good as it seems.
Still not good enough. If he had the Sobi... Oh, it's more kills for Sonic. If he had the Sobi and the Wand of Mana stealing on the Mountain King, I think that's 2 kills.
Yeah. Once again, the item usage could be a little bit better by Johnny Cage. But we shouldn't be too critical. This was, all things considered, really well done by him. Gonna continue to creep now up on the high ground, where in the midst of all this chaos, by the way, on the other side of the map, the Ancient of War died because it just ran into the creep camp without any support. However, with this number of Dryads, I guess he can creep it without Ancient of War, but he's gonna take quite a bit of damage. The Keeper's still not level 3, man.
And creeping is so hard. Dryads only at the moment. Tier 3 is coming. Wand of the Wind can be good, but you know, we have Dryads at this spell. Bear Adept now. But again, it's the problem. You need a carry panda, and this bear doesn't look like one right now.
Not even close. For a second there, I thought Johnny Cage was going to mix it up and now go for a mid-game expansion, but no, Militia just sent out to creep the green camp, which is kind of cool. He goes Merc camp into aggression and will always have this green camp remaining to just be taken by Militia just simultaneously. AM and MK looking for some kills with a Stormbolt. There's a lot of kill threat on the map.
Players' forces are under attack.
And it's Mass Dryad. Mass Dryad, run by style. Against this, you want a Lumber Mill, you want 2 guard towers in the main, and you really don't want your peasants to all be bruised already from the creep camp.
Nope.
Uh-oh. That's certainly an opening now for Sonic.
And Sonic buys a TP. Rare thing to see from him. And there is an opening to the base, of course, thanks to force of nature. Town portal home. Right, Johnny Cage, this is forced.
Pretty aggressively, but no catch here. Mountain King, yes, but Dryads are magic immune. So that's kind of a free TP forced. Lumber Mill, I imagine, must be coming. Yes, Lumber Mill is coming. You need some guards against these Mass Dryas, otherwise it's gonna keep on happening over and over and over.
But this buys time for the Bears. Master Adept upgrade is done. We get the first one for Reju. This, of course, is down. Johnny Cage will be supply stuck with this farm kill. Yeah, and the trees last long enough to get that farm kill. So he needs to rebuild this as well, plus the guard towers. That's quite expensive late mid-game for him.
He can't afford it though, I think. He's sitting at 50, he's banking up a lot of resources basically. Gets the red camp, drop off the medallion. With that, the MK actually really tanky with his inventory. Also great mana regen, of course, as we mentioned earlier. And here we go again. Dryad, run by, continues. This will force a TP once more. He wants the Dryad to go in a little bit deeper, trying to surround something perhaps. He does surround the Keeper.
No
Is there
TP?
a double staff? There isn't!
Oh no! Drunken Haste Breath is awesome. Reveal coming in. Keeper is down. But everything is burning here. Not too many priests remaining. Is the damage enough? Oh, can he go for the invul? The Stormbolt lasts a while. Sonic, is he too greedy with his items? Will this be the kill? He wants to dodge the Stormbolt, but short range. There we go. TP it is.
Yeah,
But
has to
again,
TP.
what a loss.
If he uses the invul, he has to TP after anyways.
Yeah.
And this time it's Sonic with the subpar item usage. You want to have the TP and the staff on the same hero. So this hero that can staff out the other guy and is save himself with the TP. That was
A player's
a little sloppy. And losing the Keeper right there, definitely costly. No expansion this time up for Sonic. Ideally, with this Dryad run-by style, you want to be up by a base. 2 base versus 1. And continuously force the opponent to remain home. Force him to repair and lose resources and stuff. And then your own second base keeps on mining and mining. And gives you the superior, bigger army at one point. But right now, Johnny Cage actually was too greedy to rebuy the TP. That could be risky. But of course, Sonic without a Keeper, it's also kind of weird to be aggressive towards the main.
More tankiness with the Helm of Valor.
player's forces
And Sonic
are
can't
under
fight.
attack.
50 supply. He has 800 gold banked. But he sees, oh damn, this red spot's gone. Archmage is level 5. MK is level 4. By the way, again, Bolt and Bash. My god. Look at this, man. 1,200 HP, 10.2 armor, and a decent amount of mana as well.
And he has
All round
triple
great.
heal scroll.
Whoa. Okay. Zappers by Sonic. He wants
It
to
is
break
seen,
some.
but he can't really do anything against it.
There's a rifle and a tower. It must be out of range, I guess.
Yeah, what is the best Zapper target here?
Blow up the farms, I think? Okay, distracts. He doesn't know either. What's he going for? Tower focuses it. Both towers. Oh, okay. Blows up the arcane. That's about it. There's 2 Dryads about to fall against this tower if he micros it well. But the Panda wants more experience with the Breath of Fire. That's tremendous damage. The Keeper dies again.
They came out of the altar on the other side of the map and just was
Oh.
greeted by MK plus rifles,
Oh.
and that was that.
Oh no. Okay. 2 bears here to hold. Panda is wiping out the entire economy.
Town is under
At least there's a. Oh.
That's it.
Yep. Little ragey.
As we know, Sonic to be... He's down, dropping now to lower bracket with the 2-1 win for Johnny Cage. Johnny Cage up in the next round in the upper bracket, waiting now for his next opponent, who's to be either Neutron or X-Lord. Our next best of 3 matchup coming up.
True that. Sonic, little rage quitting here out of this one. So, yeah, Sonic in the lower bracket. Johnny Cage in the winners bracket. We have our second winner bracket semifinal coming up, and I am beyond hyped for this as we have the rematch of the Iron Couch. It's going to be X-Lord versus Neutron after a little break. Stay tuned.